Not until Oscar saw the photo his father handed him did he realize that Alice, the fake girlfriend he had paid $10 million for, was actually the marriage partner his family had arranged for him. It turned out that just a few days earlier, in order to avoid a rushed marriage with an arranged partner he had never met, Oscar went to a coffee shop planning to pay someone to be a fake girlfriend to deal with his father. Meanwhile, Alice mistakenly believed that the man she was engaged to was a creepy, greasy, middle-aged guy. So she made a bet with her father that as long as she could earn $10 million within a month, she would be able to get rid of the arranged marriage. At that moment, Oscar happened to be interviewing his future fake girlfriend, and Alice misunderstood him as the boss interviewing her, so she boldly went in for the interview. The moment Oscar saw Alice, he felt an instant attraction, so the first thing he asked was whether she had a boyfriend. Alice was completely confused by the question, wondering why, when she was clearly interviewing for an executive assistant position, she was being asked such a strange question. But thinking about the money, she still answered honestly, and even asked Oscar to raise her pay a little. Oscar said bluntly that as long as Alice handled everything properly, she would receive $10 million after the job was done. When Alice heard that, she realized it was exactly enough to meet her bet with her father, so she signed the contract without any hesitation. After seeing Oscar off, Alice planned to get familiar with her job duties, but when she opened the contract, she was shocked because it turned out to be a fake girlfriend agreement. Realizing her mistake, Alice immediately chased after him, begging Oscar to cancel the contract with her. But before Oscar could speak, his assistant reminded her that canceling the contract required paying 10 times the penalty. Hearing that she would have to pay before even starting the job, Alice had no choice but to bite the bullet and be Oscar's fake girlfriend. That evening, Oscar received a call from his father saying he would arrange for him to meet the arranged partner the next night. Oscar refused outright, claiming that he already had a girlfriend. Oscar's father naturally didn't believe him and was convinced that Oscar was lying. Just then, Alice arrived for work, and Oscar directly held the phone to her mouth and told her to say hello. Alice was extremely shocked, but quickly reacted and greeted him. However, the father still didn't believe it and demanded that Oscar bring his girlfriend to meet him the next day. That night, Alice asked Oscar who his arranged partner was, but the CEO had never met her and hadn't even asked her name. Yet he was convinced she was a shallow and foolish woman. Hearing that the CEO was in the same situation as herself, Alice immediately complained, saying that if only her arranged partner could be even half as handsome as Oscar. Soon, the next day arrived, and Oscar took Alice to get dressed up, planning to help her leave a good impression on his father. Unexpectedly, as soon as they met, because Oscar misspoke, his father saw through the fact that Alice was his fake girlfriend. At that moment, Oscar suddenly received a call and stepped out, and his father took the opportunity to pull out $5 million to tell Alice to leave Oscar. But Alice returned the card and said that she and Oscar were truly in love. Unexpectedly, the father raised the offer again, yet Alice still refused to give in. No one expected the father to raise the price to $100 million, and upon hearing such a huge amount, Alice immediately agreed. However, before she could even reach for the money, Oscar suddenly appeared behind her. Seeing this, the father told Oscar that Alice only loved money and urged him to wake up and break up with her. But Oscar didn't get angry at all, and even said that since Alice loved money, he just happened to have plenty of it. Seeing that an hour had already passed, Oscar directly took Alice and left. The next day, Alice received a call from her father, and only then learned that he had thrown her a grand birthday party, telling her she must attend on time. Alice happily agreed, but just as she hung up the phone, Oscar suddenly appeared and asked Alice to go with him to pick out a gift, saying he was taking her to a birthday party on Sunday. Hearing this, Alice was instantly shocked, thinking that her arranged partner was Oscar. But the very next second, Oscar shattered her illusion, saying that the arranged partner had demanded he attend and wanted Alice to go with him to choose a gift. Alice quickly picked out a necklace, and Oscar personally put it around her neck, wanting her to help test how it looked. The sales assistant praised how beautiful it looked on Alice and said the necklace symbolized one-of-a-kind love. Just as Alice was immersed in the joy of choosing the gift, Oscar suddenly interrupted her, saying that the arranged partner would definitely like it, so he needed to choose an ugly one instead. Soon, the next day arrived, and Alice arrived at the party dressed to the nines. Unexpectedly, she was provoked by Oscar's first love, who was jealous that Alice had become Oscar's girlfriend, and splashed a glass of wine on her. Alice refused to back down and directly splashed 2 glasses of wine back at her. The first love was so furious that she immediately tried to call Oscar's arranged partner, wanting her to help teach Alice a lesson. But when the call went through, the one who answered was actually Alice. Everyone present was utterly shocked.